Welcome back to the server 76 scrim nights here with Carpe Diem versus Frostbite. Once again, this is the second map. So Hollywood, as we saw, Frostbite taking out the win against Carpe Diem on Numbani. This time around, Carpe Diem will start on defense. So there's the team switch. So not the typical lineup for them. They're going to go with Akatsuki, not using the Zarya this time around, as we saw on Numbani. Going to go for the Roadhog. I do prefer that pick over the Zarya, even though that I feel like their bread and butter that I've seen in the past couple of weeks is the Graviton Tactical Visor and Nano Boost combo, or the Earth Shadow. But this time around, going for the Roadhog with Failsafe and Misanthropy on the Diva and Reinhardt once again. Everyone else on the same heroes as well, except the Core had a little bit of played time on the Zenyatta. Prefer him on the Lucio though than the I only like seeing Zenyatta if you're playing a dive heavy comp. But for Frostbite, they're going to play. They've got an NJW on the Mei on offense, so unique pick here. Let's see how they utilize it and how Carpe Diem able to respond to the Mei pick, which is out of meta right now, especially for offense. But they use the Mei wall to get past here, which is a good use of it, and getting up here on the top side and avoiding damage from Carpe Diem. So once you get the high ground here on Hollywood as offense, it's a very good place to be and away from a lot of fire as they open up the exchange with the kill on top of Failsafe. But a grenade has landed on a couple of members here as they're going to push forward onto the checkpoint. Misanthropy is there along with Akatsuki, who gets a nice hook off on top of Racket, who lands the body grenade on a few members. Hardprack's going to charge in, but the body grenade is going to land on top of him. It's going to cost him his life, but Jake Hunter does take out Core in the exchange as well as Akatsuki is there with Oshiznik to help him out. But he needs to be careful to back up his teammates because Akatsuki just let Oshiznik die with Jake Hunter now, and Trav just running rampant on the rest of the members of Carpe, who are beginning to struggle now to hold the checkpoint. Misanthropy's mech has been popped. She's anyone left there. She's finally been taken out now, and there's no point anyone getting close here of Carpe Diem. They just need to get up here, get up top of just next to the general store, so the dry goods. They're going to opt to go down on the ground, so man, this may not work out for them because they're going to have the advantage of having their Soldier 76 on the higher ground shooting down at the Ana below, and you can just throw down a biotic grenade as well on top of the back line. So Trav is going to claim the high ground for himself. He's not going to allow anyone to get up there besides Misanthropy. He's going to go up there to try and contest, but she's going to be forced down as the rest of the members from both sides are going to be pushing the escort along here on the road. Hook's going to come down on top of Trav. Goes up the defense, makes you so soon as he lands on the ground to back him up. As the sound barrier's been popped now for Frostbite moving forward. The Tarprack's going to be sleep darted though. The Nanoboost is on top of JT Hunter, who pops Tactical Visor. Trying to look for members to kill here. He has got one. And Horst is there to back him up as well and finish up the kill on top of Akatsuki, as I think Oshiznik was just standing around waiting to die. So good use of the Tactical Visor and Nanoboost there. Able to get around and get a few kills. So they are down 3 ultimates though. Not too bad though, they didn't use any more than 3. 3 is the maximum I usually say per fight, unless it's a spawn bleed and that's the only option. But a very quick time coming out here for Frostbite with 3 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock. That's plenty of time to push on for the 3rd checkpoint. If they can finish this with 3 minutes in the bank, it'll be very difficult for Carpe Diem to go up against that time. But they'll try to defend anyway. There's no point in giving up. They've still got the opportunity to stop them and keep Frostbite on 2 points. But the Blizzard's going to come down from NJW to stop people from getting close to the cart and letting them push it to the last corner. Trav does throughout the self-destruct. So a lot of ultimates coming out here for Frostbite. If Carpe Diem can just relax here and not blow any ultimates, they'll have a big strong advantage and just start the bleed of ultimates from Frostbite and start winning the ult management exchange. But Tarprack, his shield's going to start breaking along with Failsafe. He throws down an Earth Shadow, only catches Misanthropy, and they're going to take out Tarprack. So a good use of self-destruct here from Misanthropy, getting 1 kill on NJW. Sorry, they already killed it before that. So the self-destruct did miss, but they had the right idea though, if she could have looped it in the back line. But still good here for Carpe Diem, still keeping up the majority of their ultimates, and Failsafe will have his Earth Shadow pretty quickly here, so a bit of a misplay there from Tarprack just before missing the Earth Shadow. But he's going to charge in, and he's going to take out Failsafe, who's caught between the Mei wall, and they're going to pull the trigger here and go in Frostbite while they've got the Reinhardt down. The sound barrier's being popped now for Carpe Diem to keep them alive through this Tactical Visor Nano Boost to JT Hunter, who Doesn't manage to get any kills here, so Frostbite's done a good job to stay alive. Nanobus on top of Athiel, though, he's going to find himself killed. He's caught away from the rest of his team. He wasn't even in a position to get some fire off. There's Tarprak and Trav are getting a couple of kills each here. They're going to keep moving onto the checkpoint. Frostbite with several members down here for Carpe Diem, so it's going to be difficult for them to defend, but Failsafe does land a good Earth Shatter. Violent Grenade from Oshiznik to help him out, so they're going to be able to move forward and kill the members of Frostbite and force them back to the spawn here. So good job of the Earth Shatter from Failsafe. That was a must Earth Shatter, otherwise they were in a lot of trouble and more members would have died. So big thumbs up for Failsafe there. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds is left on the clock. 2-0 still. So the payload is quite close to being pushed as both teams are still fighting amongst it, as we see Frostbite getting a little bit closer now to the payload to start the shield exchange, which they can start pretty well because Failsafe's shield's already cracked, so he's under suppression. You can see him backing up. They use the Maywall, but it does catch off Misanthropy. It does pop the mech, but the Graviton Surge is going to come out from Akatsuki. Hoss does finish off Misanthropy, but Failsafe is there to combo with that Graviton Surge, and he's picked out 2 members here as they've singled out some more members as NJW sports these the Biofreeze. No one's turned around to go get him. He's going to Maywall. He can potentially get back to his team here. He needs to be careful. He's quite low. He does get taken out with a Violent Grenade, and that's going to cause Tarprak to lose his life because he was there to save NJW, and now he's gone. With Racket, does get the kill return on top of Athiel, but it's not enough here, which is Athiel jumping on top of the Winston. So 4 tanks here for Carpe. No Soldier 76, so a lot of health pool, which is pretty good because you have to kill them. It's very hard to kill 4 tanks and 2 supports. It's quite difficult. There's a lot of health pool to go in. They're not going to be able to kill too many people, but they're going to be able to just delay as much time as possible. As you can see, it's already down to 2 minutes. They started this at 5 minutes something here, Frostbite, and that's 3 minutes already been taken away as the Blizzard's going to be thrown down inside the spawn point. Core's going to be frozen solid. So it's going to delay some members from joining the fight here, but Failsafe has done a good job to get a kill here on top of NJW, who was caught behind, who tried to throw down the Blizzard to catch people out. And if they're going to throw down that Blizzard to catch people out from Carpe Diem, Frostbite really needed to move forward and kill the people that weren't inside that Blizzard who were going to try and keep the fight happening, so because they had the advantage. But at this point, it doesn't matter too much as Failsafe throws down the Earth Shatter. Self-destruct from Misanthropy, gets back in the mech, gets charged by Tarprak, but had the Zarya shield to keep her alive, but it's not going to be enough. It does get popped from the mech as Tarprak's quite low, and the shield's beginning to crack. He has a Verdict Grenade landed on him, he's bouncing back, just gets out of range of the beam from Zarya, as Tarprak does get the Flame Strike kill on top of Misanthropy. He's going to charge forward now that he's back to full health. Maywall's there to barrier Failsafe from getting back to his team, takes his life. Trav throws down the self-destruct, gets a kill here. Jake Hunter now has a tactical visor nano boost. He's moving into the spawn point, gets a double kill here on the members of Carpe Diem. Starting to freeze Misanthropy's mech. It's been popped as we've got Akatsuki, no, NJW, sorry, it's Athiel. I'm getting all these names mixed up. He's joined the fight now, but the Earth Shatter is going to come out from Tarprak. So the enemy members down here on top of the escort. They're going to finish them off. Fire Grenade lands here from Oshiznik, but it's not going to be able to do too much as he dies on top of the escort. And the escort's now going to move forward. Misanthropy's the only one to get to it. She needs to be able to stay alive as long as possible for a team to get back. But there's a Maywall blocking people. Failsafe gets there just in time, but it's not going to be enough. Didn't end up touching it. He got pushed off by Trav. And that's going to be 37 seconds in the time bank for Frostbite. So, not too bad for them. I do prefer seeing a faster time in Hollywood because generally it's an offensive favored map, I feel. There's just so many entry points for the offense to get in behind the defense, except for the last checkpoint. And even then, you can just come up the top here and go down the stairs and get around. So it's still a pretty offensive favored map, I feel, because you can get the high ground on the first checkpoint, you can get the high ground on the second checkpoint as offensive. So the defense don't have a big strong hold. It's quite 50-50, I feel. There's not going to be too much change up here besides NJW no longer on the May. So he's not defensive May, he's offensive May, now he's defensive Tracer. So a little bit of boggling on my mind right there, but 37 seconds in the bank. That means if I got rounded up to 1 minute. So if Carpe Diem get a better time, whatever time gets rounded up, which will be 23 seconds, that will also be added to Carpe Diem's time, even if they get more than a minute. So unless they get less than thingy. Whoever the team gets most, they get the extra time that's given to the team below them. So the charge is going to happen here from Athiel on top of Trav. He's going to try and rejoin the team, but the mech's been popped. He's caught here next to the air conditioner. He needs to try and get back He's still mechless here behind Tarprak's shield begins to break. He charges in, he misses, he gets into the staircase there. There's JD Hunter, he's going to get hooked behind him by Failsafe, which takes him out, so that's a lot of offensive pressure from Frostbite. You need to protect your Soldier 76. He was alone then, they just let Failsafe just walk on in and get a hook on top of him. With a heavy tank meta, you need to make sure that your Soldier 76 is well protected. If he dies, you're going to find it very difficult to win fights. So, got to protect your Soldier 76, and without Frostbite doing that, it's cost him the checkpoint, and let's see if they begin to claim the high ground, or if they're going to go for the low ground. So they're kind of just scattered at the moment. No one's going up on the elevator, so they're going for the road again. So, another missed opportunity for them too. Just like what we saw with Carpe Diem, they didn't go for the high ground here. Frostbite's going to do the same. Failsafe does get the kill on top of NJW in the background here, so even better for Carpe to move forward, forcing NJW to go to the furthest spawn, which is going to be all the way inside the studios of Goldshy Productions, or Pictures, or whatever you want to call it. Misanthropy is going to go up top, forcing Trav to go up there as well, but if they had everyone up here and shooting down the back line, Carpe Diem wouldn't be able to move up this far, and you could force a lot of shield breakage on top of your enemies and then jump down and start the fight when they have no shields. That's what I like to see, but they pushed it this far and they're going to be forced to fight here with Failsafe going around the back. A nice flank here with the nano boost on top of Akatsuki and the whole hog from Failsafe. Going to clean up a lot of members here from Frostbite. They didn't see that one coming. They do have some ults, but it's going to be very difficult because the escort's going to get very close to being capped, and if Failsafe could hook whoever comes in first to try and stop it, then no one's going to be able to get in. No one's even going to bother here. They're just going to move over towards the next spawn point and get ready to defend. So 5 minutes and 30 seconds here for Carpe Diem, who is matching the time and the speed right now of Frostbite's offensive push. So they can try and match. They could even match this time. It was Frostbite that got delayed here by Carpe Diem, who did a good job in defense to hold that for about 5 minutes on one checkpoint. So let's see if Frostbite can do the same here. They do have the ult advantage. Misanthropy can land a nice self-destruct and take out a few members. This would be very good for Carpe Diem, and they can get this cart moved past the last corner here. But they have to deal with Tarprak right now. He's in their face. Doesn't have his shield up though, so he did cop a little bit of damage, but to half health. He's getting healed up now though, as the members of Carpe Diem just inside the entranceway, trying to get some more damage down. Both teams still, at this point in time, are just exchanging blows right now as Athiel is put to sleep. It's whose shield is going to break first is what people are waiting for, or a Roadhog hook. But they have no Roadhog on the side of Frostbite, as they do lay down an Earth Shatter, which was nicely timed by Tarprak. They have the sound barrier as well going into the fight. Self-destruct there from Misanthropy. He's not going to pick up any kills though, but they're going to keep the fight happening. The self-destruct's going to happen now from Frostbite. Not going to pick up any kills either. Hopefully they don't use any more ultimates, because they are keeping Carpe Diem at bay. They can't afford to use too many ults at this stage. It was a nicely timed Earth Shatter from Tarprak, but I feel like you should just answer the ultimates of the attackers and not be the first one to ult if you're a defender. JD Hunter does get a nice double kill, though, without the use of a tactical visor, so big ups to them, as 3 minutes and 58 is on the clock now for Carpe Diem to push on. So they're still in a good position here. They have 3 ultimates. They can wait for the whole hog as well, but I'd like to see the Earth Shatter, Tactical Visor, Nano Boost combo coming out for Carpe Diem to get themselves in. They could probably even wait. They could probably try and get a hook here with Failsafe and start the fight off that way. He does get the hook in here on top of Racket, but NJW comes flying in here with the Death Loss and Nano Boost combination, getting a quadra kill, as I didn't get on the camera properly. I'm sorry about that, guys, but good combinations there as they're going to regroup and regather. So I'd still prefer them to answer the ults used by Carpe Diem, because if you look now, it's 4 ultimates and potentially 5 once Athiel gets his Earth Shatter up to 1 ultimate. And the cart has not moved. It's in the same spot. The hook comes out on JD Hunter, who's been caught out not being with his tanks. And the Earth Shatter is going to come out from Athiel, who's going to charge forward here with Failsafe. And they're going to use Failsafe to whole hog to push everyone away. And they've used all the ultimates here besides the sound barrier. Carpe Diem. They need to maximize this as much as possible and just start getting kills one by one on top of Frostbite and delay their spawn so you can get this cart all the way in. So it is 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but they used a lot of ultimates. They need to push up right now. Look how many people are low here for Frostbite. They do pop the sound barrier with Hoss. There's a lot of members that can be caught out here, but the self-destruct is going to be placed right next to Athiel, not picking up any kills. as Athil throws up that shield. Earthshadow's going to come out from Tarprak though, with NJW helping him flank around behind, getting a double kill. So a lot of ults were used here from Carpe Diem to push the cart this far. They needed to make sure they kept killing members of Frostbite so they weren't able to regroup and regather, because once you use all your ultimates, you want to just keep delaying the spawn point, the spawn timers of Frostbite, not let them regroup, not let them get their ultimates, not let them get their ultimate charge, because they're going to have the advantage of not using any ultimates like what you just did. They used 5 ults, I think, Carpe. So they do have Misanthropy's self-destruct, which they could use. And she's just on the top side, just looking for an entry point here. We're going to look across to JD Hunter. Is still lined up here. He's in a better position than he was before. He's able to get some damage down in this position. And the fight's still happening quite far back. They're not even near the escort at this point in time. Carpe Diem. They need to come forward and get a hook here. But Misanthropy's in a good position to land a self-destruct. She's throwing it in. She's not going to be picking any members. It does land on top of the electrical box. It's a little bit unfortunate that it didn't get anyone. She was in a good spot, but her team needed to push up at the same time to make sure they can make use of her ultimate, because she got herself in a good position and a good chance to throw it in. But no one got scattered and forced in a position where they'd get hit by the self-destruct. So Urshadow's going to come in from Tarprak again. The Nano Boost is now until the NJW is going to try and look for some victims to take down. He's already killed Failsafe, and a lot of the members are now scattering for Carpe Diem, who, after using a lot of ultimates before, found themselves in a lot of trouble and unable to synchronize and use their ults. And now that they've got 3, this is the last effort. 4, make that 4. Akatsuki switches onto McCree now, not using the Soldier 76. So they have 4 ultimates here. They really need to make this work and hit the Earthshadow with a Nano Boost on top of Failsafe with the whole hog happening. So that's their best ticket here. But they got to get Athil in to land a really good Earthshadow, because that's the difficult part, because Tarprak has a pretty healthy shield at this point in time, as Akatsuki's going to flank around the left hand side, looking for some kills, as JD Hunter's still in a good position. He can spot McCree from a mile away. They're going to surround him here, take him out pretty quickly. Athil's going to charge in. Good chance for him to land the Earthshadow. He does land it down the DPS. Everyone here's to follow up here from Carpe Diem, but NJW's in the back line using a Depos, and it's going to take out the supports and most of the members here, and they're going to follow up with JD Hunter's Tactical Visor, which doesn't matter. So successful defense here for Frostbite when Carpe Diem had all the cards in their hand. They threw it all down at once and went all in, and it did not pay off. So unlucky for them, as we see Frostbite able to hold on for 5 minutes here and not let Carpe Diem push on. So good work for them to weather the storm with the 5 ultimates and then come back nice and strong and start having some ult management happen, as NJW picks up the play of the match. So that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I think the ult management from Carpe Diem just needs a little bit of improvement, and just time like 3 at a time, and instead of throwing everything in their face. But they did get it because they had a really good time. They were even faster than Frostbite. They looked quite well, and they were killing the right targets. But it's just at the end, and they just threw a lot of ultimates in. So good job from both teams. We'll take a short break here, and we'll be back with the next set of matches. So stick around. I'll be back shortly.